In this lecture, we will see how GitHub Actions execute a workflow with multiple jobs and how we can change the job execution order using the needs keyword. So here we have a workflow. We give a name to this workflow. We call it first workflow, and we want to trigger this workflow on the push event. Okay? And then here in the jobs section, we have 3 jobs. We want to run the 3 jobs on a Ubuntu latest system. Here we have the steps of the build job. So here we will execute the sleep command to sleep 3 seconds, and then we will echo the message building the app to simulate building an application. The same here for the test job. So here in the steps section, we want to execute, first of all, the sleep command to sleep 3 seconds, and then we will echo the message testing the app. And finally, in the deploy job, we will execute the sleep command to sleep 1 second, and then we want to echo the message deploying the app. Okay? So let's commit the changes and see the execution of the workflow. So here for the commit message, for example, update the workflow. So let's commit and push the changes. And now to see the execution of the workflow, we will take this URL, and here instead of .dev, we will change it to .com. So now let's go to the Actions tab. So our workflow was executed successfully. If we click here on Update the workflow, so here you see that the 3 jobs was executed successfully. So here in the build job, so we know that any job in GitHub Actions start with a setup job step and finish with the complete job step. Okay? And here we have the step that we called build app. So here we execute the sleep command to sleep 3 seconds, and then we execute the echo command to echo this message building the app. Okay? The same for the test job. So here we sleep 3 seconds, and then we echo the message testing the app. And finally for the deploy job, so it starts first of all with the setup job step, and it finishes with the complete job step. And here we have what we specify in the YAML file. So here we execute the command to sleep 1 second. Then we execute the echo command to display this message deploying the app. Let's go back to the workflow. So here the jobs of this workflow are independent of each other. Okay? That's why they can be executed in any order. So when we trigger the pipeline, GitHub Actions will start executing these 3 jobs on different machines at the same time. Okay? We can see that by rerun all the jobs. So let's click here on rerun all jobs. So let's confirm by clicking on this button. So now GitHub Actions will start executing the 3 jobs at the same time. Okay? So here you see that the deploy job finishes first, and then the test job, and finally the build job. Okay? So by default, GitHub Actions will execute the jobs of the workflow at the same time in parallel. Okay? For example, here we saw that the deploy job finishes first, and then the test job, and finally the build job. Okay? But let's say that we want to specify the execution order of these jobs. So we want first of all to execute the build job, and then if the build job completed successfully, we want to execute the test job, and if the test job was executed and completed successfully, we want to execute the deployed job. To do that, we will use the needs keyword. So we will make the jobs dependent of each other using the needs keyword. So here we want first of all to start this workflow by executing the build job. So the build job doesn't depend on any other job, so we don't need to use the needs keyword in the build job. But for the test job, we want to start the execution of the test job only after the build job was completed successfully. So here we will use the needs keyword to tell GitHub Actions that we want to start the execution of the test job only after executing the build job. So by setting the needs keyword to the build job, now GitHub Actions will start the execution of the test job only if the build job was completed successfully. The same for the deployed job. We want to start the execution of the deployed job only after executing the test job. So here we will set the needs keyword to test job. So now GitHub Actions will start this workflow by executing the build job, because the build job doesn't depend on any other job. Then if the build job was completed successfully, it will move to the execution of the test job. And then if the test job was completed successfully, it will move to the execution of the deployed job. So let's commit the changes and see the execution of the workflow. So let's go back here to the Actions tab. So now the workflow was triggered. And now we see that the jobs are dependent of each other. So the test job depends on the build job, and the deploy job depends on the test job. So now the workflow starts by executing the build job. Then if the build job was completed successfully, it moves to the execution of the test job. And if the test job was completed successfully, it moves to the execution of the deploy job. Okay? We can re-trigger the workflow again by clicking here on rerun all jobs. So the workflow starts by executing the build job. Now the build job was completed successfully, so it moves to the execution of the test job. And now the test job was completed successfully, so it moves to the execution of the deploy job. So here we are echoing this message, echo building the app, to simulate building an application. The same here for the test job and the deploy job. So we execute echo testing the app and echo deploying the app. But here, instead of displaying this message on the terminal, I want to store this message in a file. For example, I will call it app.txt. And then here in the test job, I want first of all to cut the content of the app.txt. And then I will add this message to the file, okay, to the app.txt file. So here, echo testing the app. I want to add this message to the app.txt file. The same here for the deployed job. So first of all, I want to cut the content of the app.txt file, and then I will add this message deploying the app to the file. So now let's commit the changes and see the execution of the workflow. So let's commit and push the changes. So let's go back here to the Actions tab. So now the workflow was triggered again. It starts by executing the build job. Now the build job was completed successfully. But here for the test job, it was failed. And because the test job was failed, the deployed job was skipped, okay? So whenever a job fails, all the jobs that come after the failed job will be skipped. For example here, because the test job was failed, the deployed job was skipped. So let's see what happens in this workflow. So let's go first of all to the build job. So here in the build job, we execute the sleep command to sleep 3 seconds, and then we echo the message building the app to the app.txt file. So the build job was completed successfully, but let's see why the test job was failed. Here for the test job, it starts first of all by executing the sleep command to sleep 3 seconds. But here, when executing the cat command to display the content of the app.txt file, it doesn't find any file with this name. So it doesn't find any file with the name app.txt. And that's because each job of this workflow runs on a different machine. So the files or directories created by the build job will not be found by any other job in the workflow. That's why here the test job doesn't find the file created by the build job, which is the app.txt file. In the next lecture, we will learn how to pass data between jobs in a workflow.